So there are basically two main objects concerning the rotating chair. So one is a neuroscientific question, and how is the balance system represented in the brain? So this is information about rotation, acceleration, and my position with respect to gravity. So this is one neuroscience question. It's a tricky question because it's a tricky sensory system. It has been forgotten. There's the famous 5 senses of Aristotle. The sixth sense, so to speak, the vestibular system was not part of it, the balance system. So we just want to figure out how and where in the brain this is represented. And how is the self, the subject of experience, related to this balance representation. This chair allows us to do a systematic and selective activation of the vestibular system. So this is a detection system in the inner ear. It's not hearing, it's the balance and acceleration. So if I turn my head this way, this activates the vestibular system. It tells my brain my head is moving, my body is moving, and this allows us to give very systematic machine controlled stimulation of this vestibular system. And clinical research, previous research from my group has shown that this vestibular or balance input is important for the self, basically telling or giving the brain a reference frame where the self is localized in space. We're looking in the brain where patterns of activations can be found. We call this the balance cortex. Where is it localized in the brain? Now what we also want to achieve is if this information of bodily rotation does not match with the visual information that should be congruent, then all sorts of illusion can happen. A very familiar illusion would be you're sitting in a train, you're reading your paper, and there's another train on the tracks right next to you. Now that train will be moving, but this can induce the sensation of illusory vection or movement in the opposite direction. So although the train next to me is moving this way, I have the impression, whatever this I of conscious experience is, to move in that direction. So there is an effect on the self of this subject of experience, of all conscious experience, that seems to be moving this way, although just the visual field is moving. So what we are manipulating very systematically is how this visual input integrates with my bodily input.